Welcome to our Helio Malio's Health Corner today. Today we have a very, very special guest. Today our special guest is Dr. Rita Fernandez. Dr. Rita Fernandez is an associate professor at the Geriatric Medicine Department of the John A. Burns School of Medicine at the University of Hawaii. She's a practicing geriatrician at the Kalihi Palama Health Center and a medical director at Bristol Hospice. She was a practicing community geriatrician at the Kokua Kalihi Valley Community Health Center for the last 14 years, where she developed programs to serve low-income seniors such as a memory clinic, home-based Pilates care services, chronic disease group visits, caregiver support groups, and establishment of the clinic based at Public Housing and Elder Center. Dr. Fernandez has served on a doctor's work group for the Hawaii State Task Force on Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. She's a certified regional trainer for the National Task Group on Intellectual Disabilities and Dementia Practices. Dr. Fernandez has championed memory clinics across the state to provide comprehensive dementia care. So without further ado, Dr. Fernandez, please take it away as I stop sharing my screen and you can take over.
Good afternoon, athletes. So nice to spend this afternoon with you. Thank you, Michael, for the kind introduction and for welcoming me to Special Olympics. Today we have a wonderful topic of brain health. So I will get this started soon. Let's go here. Slideshow from the beginning. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Is that all good? Yeah? Okay, awesome. All right, we will begin. I would like to thank the Catholic Charities grant from Administration on Community Living for making it possible for me to be here with you all this afternoon. I would like to thank the National Task Group on Intellectual Disabilities and Dementia Practices. They have been mentors to our grant and helped us along this journey. So, where are we? Let's talk about brain health. Aging well depends on your genes, and that's not the genes you're wearing, that's the genes you were born with. It also depends on your environment and your lifestyle. We've heard this word lifestyle a lot, and it means so many things to so many people. It's basically healthy choices. And these healthy choices can help us maintain a healthy body and a healthy brain. As athletes, you know, maintaining a healthy body and healthy brain is important, and nutrition plays a big role. So my talk today is going to focus mostly on nutrition. Let's look at brain health. This is from Health Partners. Brain health has 6 pillars, and I'm going to discuss each of these pillars. You can see symbolically by the graphics what they're talking about. The apple, the dumbbell is for physical activity. So this is a lovely graphic which tells you the 6 pillars of brain health. And we'll go through each one of these. So let's begin with what can you do to protect your brain? You need to take care of your health, eat healthy foods, be active. And some things you may have not thought about is for brain health, it's important to learn new things and connect with families, friends, and community. And for all those of you who have joined these Monday sessions, this is a great way to connect with other athletes. So you are right on track. You're doing the best thing you can do by maintaining connections with your community. Let's look at medical health. So in that graphic, the apple, you know how they say apple a day keeps the doctor away. So the apple signifies medical health. Now, we have no idea what's going on until we get a screening. I wouldn't know whether I have blood pressure or I don't have blood pressure until someone checks my blood pressure. Or what about diabetes? Sometimes people are gaining weight and they don't realize they could be diabetic or pre-diabetic. So getting regular health screenings, whether it is a pap smear or a mammogram or getting your flu shot, your COVID shot. All these are important. And if you smoke, then consider quitting smoking because that's all good for your health. Common conditions that affect brain health is heart disease, diabetes, stroke, brain injury. If you're an athlete involved in boxing or football, people are susceptible to concussions, and traumatic brain injury puts your brain health at increased risk. In fact, the NFL, they have a dementia fund because they know that their players get hit in the head so often that the NFL has created a special dementia fund. Other conditions that affect brain health is depression and sleep problems. So one of the other pillars is the one that was represented by the dumbbell, which is physical activity. So I'm so glad you all are athletes, and I'm sure your physical activity is better than mine. So congratulations to you athletes for keeping on moving, getting exercise, going to the gym. And the recommended exercise is at least 150 minutes of exercise each week. That is 30 minutes at least 5 times a week. So think about keeping active. Walking, you can start with walking, and you can always progress from there. There's both your aerobic and your anaerobic exercise. So it's not only cardiovascular, strength training is very important. So don't miss out on lift weights. Mental fitness is very important for brain health. Now, whether it is reading magazines, playing Sudoku, with words for friends, all of this, Scrabble, anything you can learn, a new language like Duolingo. We have so many people are learning a language for free through Duolingo. You can take a class, teach a class, you can volunteer. All of these are important to keep your mind fit. Social interaction is also important. And we have really suffered this in the last 2 years with the pandemic. A lot of us, we became so isolated with the lockdown, with the social restrictions. But that took, a new world opened, Zoom opened. So many things are happening online that we didn't have before. So please take advantage of all the social interaction and programs you can get online. And for those of you who attend this Health Corner every Mondays on the Mondays through Special Olympics, I thank you very much because you're doing a fabulous job in keeping up that social interaction. Sleep is also important. Sleep is when we recharge our batteries. It's not only energizing, it improves your mood, it boosts your immune system. There are things in the brain that causes dementia, but that protein gets cleared off when we sleep. Relaxation, whether it's meditation, listening to music, going for a walk on the beach, whatever you can do to manage your stress, it could be a warm bath. Just soaking in a nice bathtub is relaxing. So whatever helps you relax, important, please give it enough weight, because in this world we are rushing through life, and it's important to slow down, relax, and make sure you have enough sleep, because that helps the brain. Now, this is where I'm going to focus the rest of my talk. It's eating healthy. And I know you've heard this before. Everybody heard this, eat more fruits and vegetables, right? I know you heard it. I've heard it before. But I'm going to discuss this a little more in detail today. So when they say the word eat whole foods, what do you mean by eat whole foods? Does that mean we have to go shopping to Whole Foods and don't go to Times and Foodland? No. You can shop at any grocery store. You don't have to shop in Whole Foods, but the concept is we have to eat foods that are real, that is not fake. So let's give you an example of what is a fake food. So a real food is like an apple, okay? you take a fruit or a vegetable, it's all real, it's unprocessed. But as we put it in machines and in factories, we can make apple juice, we can make apple candy, we can make apple gummy bears. So you see what is happening when it gets more and more processed, it becomes ultra processed. The same thing for rice. You can have rice and eat rice, or you can make it powdered and like rice crackers, and that is highly processed. So do your best to avoid processed foods. And we can get food very easily. What happens when we consume a lot of processed food? We have disease, we have inflammation. It could be arthritis, joint pain, heart problems, all kinds of diseases happen. It's inflammation. So avoid processed food. So when you're shopping in a grocery store, if you're in Safeway, in Times, in Foodland, be on the outside, on the periphery of the grocery store, because that's where all the fresh produce is. In the aisles, they are more, in cans and containers, and they got preservatives. So be on the outskirts. Now, some people tell me, oh, Dr. Fernandez, isn't apple juice the same as eating an apple? Isn't it all the same? Isn't it 100 calories? And that's also 100 calories. Are they equal? The answer is no, it is not equal. A calorie is not a calorie. So there is no substitute to the real thing. People tell me, oh, I'm taking vitamin D tablets. Oh, there's COVID and I'm going to take vitamin D, protects you from COVID. And I tell them, you can get vitamin D free. You go out in sunlight, 30 minutes a day, you can get it free. The real thing, and they have done research on this, instead of taking vitamin this, vitamin that, 100 vitamins, get the real thing. Vitamin D is free from sunlight. So you may have seen this physics equation. This is some physics today, the most physics I will show you. People think that, oh, if you eat too much and exercise less, you're going to gain weight. And if it's about the same, you'll maintain weight. And if you're in a negative energy balance, if you exercise more, you will lose weight. But it's not as simple as this physics. It's like saying Bill Gates, he earned more and he spent less. Does that explain Microsoft Bill Gates by that equation? No, it does not explain everything, because there rarely people pig out. When we think why somebody has gained weight, it's not that somebody goes and eats like 5,000 calories. So what's going on in the body? There is hormones that is controlling why a calorie is not a calorie. The way our bodies behave with different foods is different. So too much of processed foods, too much of high glycemic carbohydrates will increase insulin. Okay, sorry, this is a chemistry slide. I have one more chemistry slide. This is the most chemistry you'll get today. The other hormones in our body is this thing called leptin. If you are hungry, the leptin is up. But when you eat and you're satisfied, it goes down and the ghrelin comes up. So these three hormones, insulin, leptin, and ghrelin, play a big role in how the food is handled in our body. And if you look at people all over the world, when indigenous people ate, they really never got disease or became fat. Eskimos were eating whale blubber, right? This was like, if you want to consider a keto diet, they were having high fat diet from the whale fats, but they were healthy. Even our native Hawaiian people were healthy. All these foods in the old days were not processed. They ate the taro, the breadfruit, the fish. All these foods were healthy. But today's foods are convenient foods and they are highly processed. So the question I get, Dr. Fernandez, what should I drink? We're going to start with what water is good. Should we go for this smart water, Kangen water, these Polar Spring, and living in Hawaii, you need to know we have the purest water. The Hawaii water straight from your tap is the purest. It's so pure, they don't have to put chlorine, they don't have to put fluorine. It has fluoride. It has been gone through all these layers of our lava rock. They're in aquifer wells, and we have the purest water on the planet. So please drink water. Don't spend your money on these smart waters. What about which is better, wine or beer? Actually, wine is better because it's coming from the grapes, and grapes, it has natural, there are certain hormones and enzymes that is very good for the brain. But beer, on the other hand, is more carbohydrates and a higher glycemic index, which is why you see sometimes people have a beer belly. Now, what diet is good for the brain? There has been a lot of research, and we have something called a mind diet. And this handout will be given to you by Mikkel and Allison. They will get you this handout called the Mind Diet. And it stands for Mediterranean-Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay. So what this diet does is it combines two diets, the Mediterranean diet and the hypertension diet, which is low salt. And it says this is the best for the brain. So let's look at this, and you will all get this handout of the Mind Diet. We need to have green leafy vegetables, at least 1 serving per day. Now, when I say green leafy vegetables, it is not veggie straws, okay? Why? Veggie straws is the processed one. You have to really eat green leafy vegetables. The next thing in the Mind Diet is other vegetables, at least 1 serving per day of any other wonderful, colorful vegetables. Again, this is not these fried ones you get in Longs, or Costco even has the cauliflower stalk. If you look at that cauliflower stalk, it has rice flour. Again, it is highly processed. So please don't buy these. These are not your vegetable servings for the day. As athletes, avoid this, please. Nuts are good. Remember, in Hawaii, we have the king of all nuts. The best nut is sitting on our island, right? Macadamia nut, it takes 7 years for the tree to bear 1 fruit. And this nut has the best fats. The best fats are sitting here. So in the Mind Diet, they are saying to have 1 serving, at least 5 servings in a week. Now, this is not Rocky Road chocolate ice cream, okay? Don't get your nuts from Rocky Road. Berries is very important in the Mind Diet, at least 1 serving or 5 servings in a week. Now, when I say berries, I mean lovely blueberries, strawberries, fruits. This is not, oh, I ate my berry yogurt. Why? Because this is high sugar. Do not think that these yogurts is your berries for the day. In the Mind Diet, we have legumes and beans. 3 servings per week is recommended. Again, this is not, if you say you're having a veggie burger and that's soy burger, again, to make this is highly processed, very processed to make this soy burger. Whole grains, so eat 3 servings per day. You can have your brown rice, you can have all these various forms, barley, couscous, they're all kinds of whole grains. And it is not white bread, please avoid that. I even saw ramen. Ramen is not your grains. It is highly processed. Fish, 1 serving per week, okay, about 3 to 5 ounces. And what's the difference between these two? One is a farm salmon and one is a wild salmon. Please remember the omega-3 are in the wild salmon. So that's the difference between getting wild fish. It is much less inflammation than the farm raised fish. Poultry, 2 servings per week. Again, it's not chicken nuggets, that's processed. And extra virgin olive oil. I know olive oil is expensive, but remember you live in Hawaii. And one thing that our avocados have, they have the same acid, the fatty acid as olive oil called oleic acid. Avocado contains a lot of oleic acid. So eat avocados, it's good for your brain. And remember, the brain is a lot of fat. So with this, I will say there are foods to avoid. Avoid red meats, fried foods, pastries. It's all in the handout. So I will end with this. Makel, I hope you will get the handouts to all the athletes on what foods they got to avoid. And I thank you for your time and thank you for listening to me today. And I wish you all the best in your athletic career. Keep moving, keep fit. You all inspire me. So I'm totally inspired by being with the athletes this afternoon. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fernandez. I hope everybody had a very informational, also educational time here. Let me close this out before we hand Dr. Fernandez a random applause. So if you guys have any health questions, Halio Maliola questions, incentive questions, song requests, which I haven't got any of it yet, please email myself, Makel, at sohisports@sohi.org. Again, you can email myself, Makel, at sohisports@sohi.org. And remember, if you want to watch this presentation again or any of our other Halio Maliola events, just go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/Special Olympics HI. And remind your mom and dad to attend another session with Dr. Fernandez tomorrow at 6 p.m. Okay, guys, don't forget. And then see all you athletes on Wednesday for our bodyweight workout with Coach Denise. Our ID for that is 815-3406-5939. I'm going to repeat it one more time, 815-3406-5939. All right, guys, before you guys can actually unmute yourself so you guys can thank Dr. Fernandez yourself. Go ahead, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Fernandez.